Hello everybody, welcome back. So today's video, we're starting a lot like the last video. I am about to do my 3 main morning chores, and what I love about the last video, I decided to do, y'all know like when we used to do power hours back in the day, but I only had 40 minutes, I didn't have an hour. But basically you try to get your to-do list done in an hour. That's like what a power hour is. And I used to do those a lot, like back in 2017, 2018, maybe even 2019. And they were so fun to do. And I just hadn't done something like that in a while. And I was like, you know what? I've only got 40 minutes. Let me see if I can do my 3 main morning chores in that amount of time. And that is making the bed, getting the bedroom all cleaned up, and then the dishes, like unloading the dishwasher, loading up whatever is already in there, and then folding my load of laundry that I had washing and drying last night. And so we're gonna do that again today because it just felt so good to get those things out of the way in such a quick amount of time. And then it felt like the rest of the day was just for me. And it definitely like put me even more in my feminine energy and my like slowness, because it was like, you know how like when you're a kid and you have homework to do and you get home from school and you're like, let me go ahead and get this out of the way, that way I can go play with my friends and not have to worry about it the rest of the day. It felt like that. It's like, let's just get the responsibilities out of the way and then I can just like actually enjoy myself without thinking about all these things that I have to do. Of course, it's life. There's gonna be things that pop up. We're gonna have to clean up from dinner and things like that. But the 3 main chores that I do on a daily basis will be out of the way and done. And so, I don't know, it just felt really good. So I challenge you guys to do that as well. If you're like, I gotta get these things done in the morning and it just feels like you don't wanna do them, set a timer because I'm gonna do 40 minutes again. It is almost 12 o'clock now, noon. It is 11:56. So I'm gonna start this at 12 o'clock, run it till 12:40, and see if we can get these 3 things done again, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. So I also really want to finish up my DIY craft, those pots that I was doing, and paint those pine cones to look like succulents to go in the pots. So we're gonna finish that up in today's video too. And we got a package in from Hungry Root, and today's video is sponsored by Hungry Root. And I cannot wait to show you guys the snacks and the meals that they sent. We're actually gonna be making a dinner from what they sent tonight, but y'all, the snacks, like I can't wait to try the meals, but I've already looked at the snacks and I'm like, these are home runs. So I can't wait to share that haul with you guys so y'all can see what Hungry Root is all about. But they just send groceries right to your door. You can order your veggies or your meat or, you know, whatever you want. And also what I loved was that when you're like putting in all your information before, they ask you how much money you spend per week on groceries, and then they just spend that. And so it's like, that's genius because I'm not spending more than I normally would, and this is just super convenient. So anyway, loved it so far. Can't wait to try the food. We'll do that later on in the video, but it is almost 12 o'clock now, so I better stop talking and let's see if we can get these 3 things done by 12:40. just finished the last thing. It is just turned 12:30, which I had planned to work until 12:40. So that's really cool to figure out, like, I beat my last time for one, but also it takes about 10 minutes to do each thing, and that just makes it feel a lot less daunting next time I think about having to do these morning daily chores. It's like, it's only gonna take me 10 minutes to do each thing, and it just makes it feel a lot better. So the rest of the day is ours. I'm about to go forage for some pine cones outside, and then we're gonna bake them in the oven. I was watching a video, and I think you bake them for like 20 to 30 minutes on 200 degrees just to get them dried out. I might have to do mine a little bit longer because it rained pretty good yesterday, like all day long. And so I'm thinking mine might be a little bit more wet, but also putting them in the oven and cooking them also kind of like cooks off any bugs that might be in there. So hitting two birds with one stone. But anyway, let's go foraging. We'll see how long it takes to dry these out. And then the fun part, we'll start painting them. So if you missed the last video, these are the pots that we're gonna be using today, and they were just plain terracotta pots. You can see on the inside, we didn't paint here. We only painted the outside, and I wanted them to be like this whitewashed, like French country cottage theme. And we're gonna paint some pine cones green, like different shades of green, and kind of make them look like succulents in the top. So super excited. This is one of the pots we did. And then here's the other two. A little close up on these, but yeah, let's go foraging. I'm also gonna show you guys some updates in the garden since we're gonna be out there by the pine trees. Shall we check out the things on the porch first? These are the watermelons. I almost said pumpkins. These are watermelons. Some growth since the last time you guys saw them, which was just 2 days ago. That was the last day I filmed. And then these are the bell peppers coming in. I am bringing my laundry basket around to find all these pine cones because we're gonna need a lot to fill those 3 pots. But it shouldn't be hard because we live in the land of the pines. Pines are everywhere, hence the pine straw. I remember one time I posted a picture in our front yard, in our, we call it our middle house. So like the house when we moved out of our trailer into the other house that we lived in. Anyway, I remember posting a picture there and people were like, what is in your yard? And I'm like, this is pine straw. And we use it a lot in the South. For like, instead of mulch, we'll use pine straw. Because like I said, it's like the land of the pines, but look, it won't be hard to find all of these pine cones. They're very pointy though, very spiky. I feel like I should have gloves on. Since we're over here by the garden, let's check in, because I haven't been out here yet. Our squash is getting bigger. Why is it all scratched up like this? That's concerning. Like, did something get in here? Oh, there's another pretty big one right there. And then the 2 on this side. We try to leave this door open and all of the windows, of course, but I feel like it still gets too hot in here if we don't keep this door open. But I'm almost wondering if something else has kind of jumped in here. I don't know. Or is that just bugs? But anyway, I also noticed this, the little package here on the ground, and I'm like, did that happen from all the wind and the rain yesterday? I'm a little suspicious in the garden today. literally like an Easter egg hunt. Get this little tiny one. So cute. That's like a perfect flower too. These are much bigger ones, which is cool because we're gonna end up cutting them anyway. So these will end up being like probably 3 different flowers. I'm trying to grab all the pine straw off as I put these in here. That way I don't have to do that later. Another really big one. Look at this one. That is definitely gonna make a pretty flower. Justin just pointed out this whole branch has pine cones all over it. He's like, that's what we need right there. It's just this whole branch to pick off of. I think I'm actually just gonna go inside and start with what I've got. And maybe we don't do all 3 pots today, but that's okay. Like I said, we're not doing this DIY project to rush through it. We're doing it to enjoy it. So we're just gonna take this inside. It's actually really heavy. I'm trying to get it up on my hip with one hand, but yeah, let's just take this inside and dry these and see what we got. So I'm gonna get my oven going on 200 degrees, preheating that. Also, if you can hear this ruckus, that's our robot vacuum doing the heavy lifting for me today. While the pine cones are drying, we're gonna go through all of our stuff from Hungry Root. And I was just laying everything out on the ottoman in here so you guys could see it all together. And it was so hard to lay everything out. Justin and I were like trying to maneuver everything, but I'm telling y'all, like, this is enough for a week. So let me show it to you guys. And there's so many snacks in here that I've never even heard of before. I'm so excited to try these sunflower butter and jam dippers. It comes with like the crackers in there and then the dip. We also have these like little omelets on the go filled with cheddar cheese. And then obviously we've got like our meals as well. So all of our proteins back here, ground beef, chicken. I cannot wait to try this shawarma style chicken thighs. We should probably make that tonight because I'm excited about that one. But you know, stuff back here. We have potatoes, broccoli. So we have stuff for like our meals. And then we have our snacks. I've never even heard of so many of these. So it's just fun to have this like delivered right to your door. I mean, the convenience of it alone is amazing, but also it's so fun to be able to try out new brands and snacks that like I hadn't seen until I was on their website going through all the stuff. This tiramisu, might have to have that tonight too. This carrot cake, coconut cookie. Oh my gosh. We've got some rice here, beef stick, so plenty of snacks. And then some breakfast things as well. You know, we had the omelets and then we've got the ready to go oats here, banana and maple brown sugar. I also can't wait to try this. This is like a banana bread situation. And these donuts. We have stuff falling off of this ottoman right now.
Not stay up here.
We want to try some stuff, but I'm like, okay, we can't try too many things because this is our groceries for the week. So.
And I was watching as you were filming all this. I was looking at. I'm like, there is stuff that they can't even see that's just like buried.
I know.
There's all kinds of stuff.
I was just thinking that too, and I was like, I should have just done like a grocery haul. I mean, because we've got like taco seasoning that I don't think you guys saw. I'm trying to like pick up things.
Jerky, I don't think you mentioned that one. It's
yeah.
down there under the green beans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do have jerky. Yeah, we've got like beef sticks and jerky.
Yeah, a whole bag of jerky over there.
And then this like tzatziki sauce. And then I know I love these Bobo, which every time I say that, Bailey thinks of Molly. He'll hear me and he's like, Bobo? Because that was like her nickname. But anyway, we've got these, which I love. But we were like, okay, we've got to try a few things we've never tried before. But like I said, it's just going to be a fun week of like trying out new snacks and new foods.
It's really cool to get this stuff too, because like with Hungry Root, everything is like a healthy option. And they don't just have groceries, but it's like meal plans or meal ideas and recipes for you to do. And then also the snacks that come with it. And of course you can get, you know, everything else, supplements and vitamins, but it's really cool.
I'm sorry we didn't get any treats though, but we can get you some in a minute. Okay, this is about mommy and daddy's treats right now. I want to try this tiramisu. What is it? Tiramisu pudding pie in a cup. Do you want to try this with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought a spoon.
Ooh. The texture feels really good. It's like thick down at the bottom with like that.
Oh, it sure is.
It's like a cookie almost. Let me show you guys. How is it?
Really good. Really good.
Oh my gosh.
I want
Big coffee flavor.
I've got this key
Holy
lime
moly.
pie. I think it's a citrus cup, so it comes like individual cups that I've had my eye on.
I guess I'm
about to eat the whole thing.
I want to try one. Oh.
Here's one.
Yeah? Are you going to want that other one?
No, you can do it.
Split it. Because I know how much you love key lime pie. And I'm like wanting this tiramisu for myself.
It's about the tiramisu then.
Split it, and that way I can
I'll save you a bite.
have a taste of it. Yeah, okay. Oh, look! I just realized this little tiramisu came with its own spoon. Right there in the cap. What was this brand? That way we can be on the lookout for it next time.
Hail Mary.
That is banging.
We're gonna have to hide all this from the kids.
Yeah.
If they get into this, it'll all be gone immediately.
Which is funny because we got our delivery yesterday and we did hide it from the kids because I knew I had to film it anyway.
I told them, I said, if you see all these things on this shelf in here, don't touch any of this stuff.
Right now.
We have to film this tomorrow, so don't touch it, because I knew they'd be all into this.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, like, this is definitely enough food for us for a week. And like I said in the beginning, I love that they ask you how much you typically spend every week, and then they let you go through stuff on their website, and you can rearrange. Like if they'll suggest things, but you don't have to go with what they suggest.
I like that they also ask you about like your dietary needs and allergies, things like that, and then also just like your food preferences, like what kind of food do you normally like to eat, or what do you normally like to have for lunches. And it just like goes through this whole quiz and really gets to know you, and then it like Megan said, it builds out a whole list, like, okay, here's what you could do for the week, and then you can go in and say, okay, no, swap this out, or I don't want this, or I want more of this, or however you like to do it. So.
Yeah, we went through it together, picking out like our snacks and food that we might want and everything.
And when you get to the end, I didn't cut you off.
No, that's okay.
When you get to the end, it gives you like, okay, here's the recipes that we put out for you. Like they're pretty simple recipes. They can be done in 20 or 30 minutes normally. And then they send those to you on a little card.
Oh yeah, we've got all of our recipes right here, so that's gonna make cooking really easy. Like I said, I wanna do that chicken shawarma after we do this little haul here.
Yeah.
But the first 100 people are gonna get 40% off of their order, so you can use the link down below and use the code LoveMeg40. And like I said, they ask you how much you typically spend on groceries, so it's going to be 40% off of what you typically spend on groceries anyway. So that's amazing.
Yeah, that's only good for the first 100 people. So
so get on
the link down below. Use LoveMeg40.
So as we were finishing up, the oven went off, and let me tell you guys, this smells so good. It's truly fresh pine cones. But I'm trying to grab this because I'm worried it's gonna be really hot. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Look how cool that turned out. Kind of like pulled up the ones on the end like that. That is just too cool. But yeah, they're actually not too hot. So anyway, I'm just gonna take them all out. I might just set them on the counter because I don't want to put them back in that basket. But yeah, I'll just put them all on the counter and let them cool down, and then we'll start painting them. We're gonna do that chicken shawarma first though, because Justin's gonna have to head to work in a minute. So we gotta get that man fed. But then when he leaves, we can watch our shows. I act like it's us together. We can do this together. But anyway, then when he leaves, I can just watch my shows and paint my pine cones and do my little craft. All right, check out how easy this is gonna be. The recipe said we're just gonna put the chicken in the pan with the juice. We've got 2 packs of chicken. And all the seasonings are already on here. So all I have to do is break this up and cook it for like 2 to 3 minutes on both sides. And then the chicken will be done. And we're just gonna top it with cheese and put it on our pita bread. It's gonna be so good, so easy.
While Megan's got that chicken going, I'm just gonna put a little olive oil on the pita. We're gonna toast it up in the oven.
I'm turning the temperature down on this chicken, and I'm gonna put the mozzarella cheese on top. I wish we had timed ourselves with this meal because it's gonna be like a 10-minute meal. This took no time at all. And then I'm just gonna cover it for like 2 to 3 minutes. Taste test time. 10 out of 10. That is so good. Flavor's on point. So I'm about to start on my pine cones, start painting those. And I've decided, I think for now, I'm only gonna use the small ones like this because I came out here and I was looking at this pot. So this is the first one that I'm gonna do. And it's kind of the perfect size, and I won't have to like cut these or anything. So these are perfect just the way they are, the smaller ones. So I'm gonna go inside and paint these different shades of green, and then that way I don't have to like hot glue them or anything like that, and I can just kind of like use the pointy side and like stick them down in here and fill the whole thing up like that. The bigger pine cones that I got, I might end up using later, like in another pot. I'm thinking maybe like the bigger pot or something, but truth be told, they were really hard to cut. And a lot of videos I watched, people were using like the scissors that people use to cut jewelry and things like that. And we even took it outside and cut it with the saw, and even that was so hard. I don't know if our pine cones are different from, you know, where other people live, but let me show you guys the inside of this pine cone. So this is the one that Justin cut. Look at the inside of that. Like, there was no way these little scissors that we were trying to use were gonna do the job. And we were even trying to like just peel some off, but we didn't want to like, you know, tear up the whole thing. So this is how it would have looked, but we've got all of these big ones here, and I might end up cutting them in half, like I said, to do the other pot later. But as for now, let's just stick with the smaller ones. I mean, we have pine cones in abundance, so if I like the way this looks, I'll just take all these back outside and not use them. And now I know these are kind of perfect for the job. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wanted to lay them all out kind of like this, all at once, because then I can see kind of what the pot is gonna look like if I have all of these different colors in there. And I really like it. And also I've already painted 2 of them, and I'm only gonna go this far because this part is just gonna be submerged in the pot. But my idea is I'm gonna let these dry, and then I am gonna use maybe this lighter color here to kind of just dab the points. That way it just gives it a little bit more dimension. So I've got this cardboard over here, that is my drying station, and then this one over here is the painting station. Just for comparison, these were painted the same like minty green color, and this is the one that I tapped with the lime green, and then this is the one, that's how it looks when it isn't tapped. And I thought it was cool to kind of leave the insides of some of them unpainted, because that's just gonna look cool together. And you know what, I am liking some of them, like sticking them side by side, I am liking some of them solid color too, so I might just do it like a combination. While those are drying, I guess I could come out here and take all of these clovers out of this pot. All these weeds. So it might be easier if I just use a shovel. But these pots were in the yard when we moved in, and they've kind of just been sitting there, and I haven't used them for anything, so this is just a fun little DIY project with some things that were already sitting in the yard. And it's basically a free project. I mean, if you have the paint, then it's free. I had to buy my paint. But yeah, I mean, lots of parents. We've got craft paint sitting around the house. And I don't think I would be too mad if I had like some sprigs start growing up in between the pine cones. So I think that might actually make it look more natural. Whatever happens, happens. But I do just want to bust it up a little bit too. That way it makes it easier when I'm sticking the pine cones down in there. We're not sticking it into hard packed dirt. Wow, look at that rock. That's really pretty. So I'm getting impatient, so I grabbed one of all the colors. Might have grabbed 2. No, yeah, that looks good. That looks even. Okay, so I think I've got one of all the colors, and I'm just gonna start popping them in there to see what they look like. I just gotta see. And then obviously once we get more in here, they'll kind of lean up against each other and stay put more. The more we get in here, the more they'll stay put. And I am looking at this, wondering if I did enough. I really don't know if I did. But we'll find out, and we'll just have to paint more if we didn't. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be enough. Like, I've probably got enough to go around the pot. It does look really cool, though. It's just crazy how many pine cones it takes to do it. Okay, this truly looks like the coolest thing, but I am gonna have to go get a lot more pine cones, so this is gonna take so many more pine cones than I thought, but it's gonna be so worth it. I mean, imagine when all of them are painted and in there, it's really gonna look like succulents. That's so cool. Round 2, I was gonna show you guys, I went out and got a ton more pine cones. So I just put them in the oven. It's still heating up, but we're gonna do 200 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes. So I've got all the pine cones in here. They're all dried out. We're about to start painting them. Julie's already started. She's gonna help me with this round. Julie and I agree, our fingers hurt so bad by now because of the little spikes and just holding on to it and painting it, but we had so much fun doing this little project. I think it turned out too cool. I can't wait to do the other pots, but like I said, today our hands are about to give out on us, but that is just the coolest thing ever. So we're definitely going to end up doing the other pots in another video.